Starfleet Academy is abysmal, and I am absolutely baffled by the fact that every single week they manage to make it worse and worse, and now it is failing to chart in the Nielsen ratings for a second week in a row, meaning nobody is watching this. We are seeing artists claim that fans review bombing Starfleet Academy could kill the franchise, but it's already dead, so nobody really cares. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, it is very depressing to see the destruction of some of our favorite movies, TV shows, and even video games over the years. Everything is taken, it is twisted by cultural Marxists, and they modernize it, and then they just leave the space like it didn't even matter because it doesn't matter to them. You would think that these companies would learn if we hire talented and passionate people, actual fans, we're going to make money again, but they just do not care. We are seeing the individuals in Hollywood and even the video game industry try to gatekeep and force out anybody who does not agree with them because these people have a cult like mentality. If you are not with them, you are against them and you are their enemy. And unfortunately, it's not going to get better anytime soon. And when it comes to things like Star Trek, Star Wars, even Tomb Raider, these different things have been destroyed by so many people over the years, and I would love for them to go back to the drawing board, maybe take a few years off, actually come up with good stories again, but I don't think that they're even capable of doing that anymore. And so we are seeing things like Starfleet Academy come out, fail, and they deserve it. They deserve to be roasted. They deserve to be pointed and laughed at, and something like this deserves to fail. I personally am sick and tired of seeing this formula where they will take something that people originally loved, whether it was a specific episode or a movie, and they will rewrite it and modernize it. So, like the latest Starfleet Academy episode is clearly supposed to be Amok Times, where, of course, Spock goes to Vulcan. You have him versus Kirk. You have sort of this little rivalry that happens. You have a marriage. But this new Starfleet Academy episode is clearly just a more lame and more gay version of that. Nobody asked for this, but this is what they're doing because they can't create anything, so they just try to recycle things, but of course, it's always 10 times worse. And that's why this show is failing. Starfleet Academy Nielsen ratings are once again raising uncomfortable questions for Paramount Plus, as the latest data shows the series has failed to break into Nielsen's top 10 streaming originals for the second consecutive week. With 3 episodes now available and still no measurable presence on the chart, the math behind this mispaints a clearer and more troubling picture of the show's early performance. According to Nielsen's most recent top 10 streaming originals list, the number 10 slot was held by The Upshaws with 416 million minutes viewed. That figure effectively represents the minimum threshold Starfleet Academy needed to reach in order to appear on the charts, and it didn't even get there. So, 3 episodes in, still no Nielsen footprint, and what makes the situation more notable is timing. By the second week of release, many successful streaming series begin to show at least some Nielsen traction, especially when multiple episodes are available to accumulate viewing minutes. The combination of nearly 200 minutes of content, 3 episodes available, and 2 straight weeks missing from the originals, the combination suggests the show has not yet generated the sustained viewing momentum typically associated with breakout streaming hits, and this does constantly happen. I talked about it a lot on the channel when it was airing, but the Halo TV show went up for free on YouTube, failed to make a mark. Of course, it got dropped, and that was another series that they didn't really listen to fans. They didn't care about fans. They turned it into the Master Cheeks show that nobody wanted. It was terrible. And now you have a Star Trek artist claiming fans review bombing Starfleet Academy could kill the franchise. Oh no, I'm so sad and so shocked. Anyway, I think what's so funny about this is they constantly push this narrative that, oh, people are review bombing it, and you guys are ists and phobes, insert insult here. But the review bombing narrative is so old and so tired at this point. It's just pretty pathetic all around. All people are doing is voicing their opinions. People are allowed to voice how they feel. Maybe they feel positively, maybe they feel negatively. Either way, though, the reason why these platforms and tools exist is so people can voice what they either like or do not like. They want everybody to be inside of their toxic positivity bubble. They do not actually want people to criticize. They do not want people to critique. They want people to shut up and consume product, and that is not happening. And so they're just afraid that they are going to be out of a job, but you shouldn't have had this job in the first place because Star Trek fucking sucks now. Nobody asked for Starfleet Academy. Nobody asked for Discovery. Nobody asked for Section 31. Nobody asked for Lower Decks. I do think Lower Decks is a little bit different just because it's not supposed to, fill the shoes of original series or DS9 or anything like that, but it's still bad in its own way, just slightly differently. And Starfleet Academy over on Rotten Tomatoes is actually doing a little bit better than it deserves. It is sitting at an 88% average critic and a 45% all audience. 45 is very, very generous, but the reason why it has a higher all audience is because nobody is even watching this show in order to dislike it. The only people that are watching it are either the modern Trek fans, so all five of them, and then the content creators like myself, for example, who are pointing and laughing at it. And I'm not going to waste my time leaving a review. I guess I could, right? It wouldn't be that long of a time sink, but at the same time, like, I just generally don't think anybody's even watching this to give it many positives or many negatives, but it should be significantly lower than this. And when you take a peek on social media, you head to X and even Instagram and YouTube, people are brutal. I know Nerdrotic had posted this about a month ago, but it's still very good to point out. Paramount spent between 6 and 10 million an episode on Star Trek Starfleet Academy. They put the premiere on YouTube for free and got 1,300 live viewers. R.I.P. Star Trek. And yeah, it just doesn't resonate with people. Hell, this is a show that is supposed to be marketed towards me. Okay, I am a 27-year-old woman, so I am a Gen Z woman who loves nerd content. I love Star Trek. I grew up watching Star Trek. This show doesn't appeal to me, and I am their target and core audience for new Trek. And I don't even like this fucking slop. There's nobody that's younger than me that's going to watch it. There's nobody who's going to take the time if they are older because they don't want to see one of their favorite series and one of their favorite worlds destroyed. And so you just have nobody showing up to consume this content. It's pretty fucking pathetic. This person says, I don't care what people say. I'm loving Star Trek Starfleet Academy. I'm glad one of the three enjoyed it. It's not a gay Klingon and drag named Jaden that makes Starfleet Academy woke. It's the horrible writing behind such a character, and in the show itself that introduces nonsensical woke definitions and woke ideology. You don't understand Star Trek, and you can't write it. I give up. I can't out-meme the actual Star Trek Starfleet Academy show, which is just so funny because it's so true. It's like somebody wanted to meme on Star Trek and what it could be if it was super woke, and this is what we ended up with. Make her look like she could be a character in Star Trek Starfleet Academy. Bald, fat, lame. I've seen Starfleet Academy described as shitty fanfiction, but that's wrong. Fanfiction is written by people who love the product. Starfleet Academy was written by people who saw this as an opportunity to fix everything they saw wrong with Star Trek, and it is a very good point. So I will be covering this flop again in the future, I'm certain, but now you have artists coming out and saying people are review bombing it. It could be the end of Star Trek. I don't really think anybody cares at this point, but it also is failing to top the Nielsen streaming charts, and well, it just looks like This is another new Trek fail. And hey, I can't say I'm going to shed a tear for it. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this important and informative, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.